In 2023, one of my goals is to get a stronger and a bit thicker neck. Nothing crazy, but it fits my frame a little bit more for the size of my shoulders and chest. So for that, I have been looking at items, and one that I actually saw come up in an ad with Joe Rogan is the Iron Neck. So I was thinking, if he likes it, then I probably will as well. Now I've seen the Iron Neck floating around here and there. I really just kind of wrote it off, but again, Joe Rogan being the guy he is kind of changed my mind. Why not test it and see if it has any kind of merit to it? And it has arrived. I did go ahead on Amazon and buy it from there. You can buy it from the website, but I did buy it right off Amazon for a hefty price of $450. It came to me, and here is what I got. Now looking at Amazon, this is the Pro model, which I believe is the version 2. I couldn't quite tell, but I think that's the version I got. They do have a version 3 out now that does cost quite a bit more. But with that, here I got the following items. First off, you get the Iron Neck itself, the thing that goes in your head where you can turn your head into your body and helps to strengthen your neck. You'll also get one resistance band. This comes with like a blue plastic over it. So it's different than the loop style bands I have, but it is still a resistance band that you connect to the head turning device of the Iron Neck. Next up, you get a door anchor you can hook up that resistance bands to. It's one of the anchor points. You also get a cinch anchor if you don't want to use that, where you can wrap it around like a pole or beam or something, or maybe even like a cage if you're using a cage in your garage. You can hook it up to that. Or the last one is what I call a door belt, where you actually put a long strap around your door itself, like the entire door, and that's what anchors it for using the Iron Neck. Now it also comes with 3 separate pads. These come in like small, medium, large. Right now I'm just testing it out with the medium, but depending on your head size, you might need to change out that padding, as you need your head to be secure in the device so it's not moving around in order for you to actually turn your head and allow it to put some resistance when your head is turning. So again, you can't have your head being loose. You need to make sure that's nice and secure, so make sure you pick the pad that's right for you. And lastly, it does come with a hat. The hat actually helps as a way to add a bit more friction, so you could use that if you need a little bit more assistance in keeping your head in place with the Iron Neck. So with that, let's go over the setup of the Iron Neck. It's pretty simple. It will change depending on the anchor option you choose, but here is how it generally goes. First up, put the padding that you need in. So again, I'm using the medium, and then once that's velcroed on, you put it on your head and put the strap on. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Again, you don't want your head to have any kind of wiggle room, so that you can actually use this device by turning your head and gaining some resistance. Once you have that on, you will need to set up your anchor point if it's not already done so, and then connect the resistance bands to it. So again, latch it to the anchor on the door, and then there's a little hole on a piece on the Iron Neck that goes on your head that you attach the band to. So that is really it for the setup. Now if you want less resistance, stand closer to the door. More resistance, stand away from the door. For my model, there's also a little turn dial on the piece you connect the resistance bands to that adds friction to allowing it to go around your head. So if you want more friction, you tighten it. Less friction, you loosen it. So in some cases you can move your head very easily, or in other cases there's a lot more friction to try to against when you're turning your head. You can make it have enough friction so that it doesn't move at all, in which case you'd just be moving the band itself if that's what you're looking to do. And the last piece of the Iron Neck is that it comes in 3 phases on this little pamphlet they give you, and I'm going to go over those really quick. The first phase, you have the 360 spin and the looked left and right. So this is pretty much how it's promoted. So really, again, you can look left and right, which is pretty common, or you can do a 360 spin with your head in place to try and strengthen your neck without moving your head left or right at all. Phase 2, you're doing protraction in retraction, or moving your head forward and backward, as well as lock, head, and turn. So this is where, again, you're locking your head and you're just spinning in a circle in both directions. And then phase 3 is you go in diagonals, so you'll actually go diagonally with your head. Not quite sure how that quite works, but I'll have to try it out, as well as figure 8s with your head in order to kind of strengthen it that way. So those are the 3 phases. No, I've not done them all. It's just on a worksheet that you get with it for me to try and test out and see if it has any kind of merit. Now that's about it for the device. So again, not much to it, but here are my thoughts after doing some initial testings with the Iron Neck Pro. First off, I'm really not sold that this will do very much in terms of building neck strength. Maybe it helps a little bit, but in the end, I don't think it's going to do much at all. I think a lot of this is just like a placebo kind of effect where people think they're really strengthening it. Maybe they do a little bit, but not enough to really garner any kind of real change in my physique. But we will see. I could be wrong. It's just my initial impressions. And also, it's probably better than me harnessing up and throwing weight around my neck. You can do this a little smoother, a little bit safer. So that is kind of bigger pro in my opinion in using this over like just trying to put a weight plate on my face or something like that instead. Now with the iron neck, you can't really do extension or flexion based movements, meaning I can't really do chin to chest or bringing my head all the way back and up towards the ceiling. It doesn't really do anything. Yes, you do have the resistance bands on there, but if you went all the way down to your chin, you really have no resistance at all. But when you all the way back, you'd have all the resistance. I guess I could turn around. So maybe I could find some weird way to do it, but it's not really set up, and they actually don't have any exercises showing it where you do more of that extension style of movement. So that is maybe a con, is that is one of the main functions of the neck is to extend the neck as well. Also, this is very pricey. $450, and that's not even their most expensive option right now. If you look at the website, I believe there's one that goes over $500. So this would actually make this one of the more expensive items on my entire list of workout equipment. So honestly, this is probably why I will return it. Yes, I can see if you get a lot of value out of it, it can be worth that amount of money to you. If say you got rid of like any neck pain and back pain for you, sure, it's probably worth that $500. But for me, just looking to build some hypertrophy in the neck, and I just don't think it's really going to do that, I'm going to be hard pressed to keep this at that price point. Like that is a lot of money for something that's, I think, very simple and worth no more than I'd say $100. Like that's the max I think this thing's worth for the materials it's made out of. Again, there might be other value in there where you remove pain, which I definitely think it's worth it for you then. But if that's not you and you're kind of like in my position, this is a hard pill to swallow being at $450. But with that, I'm going to test it out for the next few weeks to see what I think. I do have until about April 7th before I can return it on Amazon. So if I'm getting good results from there, I'll keep it. If not, I'll look to return it. And who knows, maybe I get a nice stronger looking neck in those 30 days, but that'd be pretty ridiculous. Yes, I don't train my neck really at all. Maybe a little bit recently, but other than that, I haven't really trained it until now. So I'm like the noob when it comes to neck-based training. So maybe I get those newbie gains in a month, but I really doubt it, as that'd be very fast to get. So I'm very hesitant that I'm going to be keeping this item, but surprise me, Iron Neck. I want to see it happen. Now, before I go, on the pamphlet, I noticed that they do have resistance bands style workouts you can do, not with the neck, but on the standing platforms and things of that nature that I actually use in my home workout. So I looked at theirs and I think mine is actually better. So if you'd like to head over there, you can check out my video on the resistance band setup I have here on screen or in the description and see if you like that option for getting in your workout from the comfort of home.